могли бы вы поделиться своими представлениями, какими-то образами по алгоритмике входа в эгрегориальное матричное управление? Спасибо.
Владимир Михайлович, вдогонку можно еще вопрос? По записке об эгрегориальном матричном управлении. Скажите, пожалуйста, была такая или нет?
Everyone is bothering me with this question. Well, then I can tell you that this is an internal document of the collective of authors. We have things that we discuss within the collective and do not put out. Why? We are often asked the question, so you talked about the types of psyche structure. I did not talk about it today. I hope you have read everything. But how to achieve the human type of psyche structure, you do not give recommendations. Answering these kinds of questions, I sometimes approach from afar. Russian literature differs from other literature in a special approach. Observe. There are no positive characters in it. Is Pechorin a positive character? Evgeny Onegin, is he a positive character? Is Bazarov a positive character? There are central characters, but they are actually negative. Why in Russian literature, this is the answer to your question, are there negative characters? When I gave a lecture in Lipetsk at the Pedagogical Institute, I was surprised that they did not know such simple things. I had to give an example. Here you go to the objective along a certain path. Suddenly, like in Russian folk tales, there are 12 forks in the road, and each one will somehow lead to the objective, but only one road leads to the abyss or to fiery hell. And you need to designate this dangerous path so that you don't follow it. That is why Russian writers, I'm talking about serious writers, used to designate such roads, don't go there. Why? Because one only has to show how it should be, then the whole crowd will rush there. We cannot describe the algorithm how to become a human. Why? Because it is completely individual. Why? Because everyone has their own language of life circumstances. Each has his own prehistory of the past, and each has his own future. It means to show, this is an answer to the question about egregorial matrix governance. To show one path, for example, which I consider successful, this doesn't mean that it will be successful for another. This is just like how it's impossible to repeat communication with God. This is not a physical experiment. Now to the question of entering matrices. The circumstances of entrance are also different for everyone. Pay attention. All the spiritual practices that are in the East, what have they given to humanity? Maybe someone in the East has achieved some stunning results. Nothing of the sort. Maybe the caste system in India has changed. Maybe something has changed socially. I met with Sai Baba, and he said that India will follow Russia. Far from everything in India is going well. Although we have not touched upon the problem of castes, but it's there, why touch upon it? But pay attention, nobody in the West is interested in the rights of these untouchables. And why? From the point of view of the West, they are not human. And there are about 300 million of them in India. Now, how to enter matrices? I say it again, absolutely individually. I can only share my experience of entering this or that matrix. Just recently I was in Brunei in April, and I bumped into one matrix. 3 days of the international conference, hot, 30 degrees, water 29. This is on the island of Borneo. There are 2/3 Indonesia, 1/3 Malaysia. Well, and I say it's impossible to swim during the day, the heat is terrible. Now it was getting dark, let's take a dip. While the conference was on, I had admired an island. I would love to swim there. There was one woman among us, she said, "Oh, I wish I could swim there." We came to the sea, the weather was calm, there weren't even ripples, the water was 29 degrees. Swimming in such water is very difficult. Well, how long do we think to swim, they ask me. I say, well, I will swim about 500 meters there and back. My comrades were afraid of the unfamiliar sea. I have been swimming for a long time. For me, a kilometer has been tested in the pool. 25 meters, 12 strokes, 1 breath, 2 strokes. I breathe to the right. 250 strokes, 500 meters, and I'm there. I do 250 strokes, raise my head. I swim only in goggles, the salt burns my eyes. I see the island, as far away as it had been, in the same place. There is no current, no wind. What is this? Then I just realized. I look back, yes, I really swam 500 meters. And this is an optical illusion. Stones and tall palm trees. From afar it seems like, well, what is this, 500 meters? Here I should have stopped. This is how I fell into an alien matrix. But I, on the other hand, with the thoughts, well, how was I so wrong? I did another 100 strokes. Well, not 100, but 150. But it seems to be near already. And I swam another 100 meters. Well, still just a little bit left. Just about to reach it with my hand. In total, more than a kilometer. And it gets dark quickly, it's the equator. Well, I climbed up, began waving my hands. I realized that he did not see me, my partner. I must get back fast, swim back. This is called losing control of yourself. I say to myself, now I will count 500 strokes. Most likely I will swim in the dark, but the lights of hotels will be there, so I will not disappear anywhere. But since I breathe to the right, I know. When I'm at sea during the day, I control by the sun. And here there is no sun. The left one rakes faster. Well, it's just that the stroke is longer. And that's how I went. When I lift my head, I'm shocked. The hotel lights are far away. The sky is completely foreign. The moon is not like that, but like this. And I think for a minute, alright, so, where? To swim to the shore. But there are 3 bays. I lost my course. And here there is such a feeling. So they want to drown you. Everyone has their own mantra. I have my own. I swim, I count strokes. It helps to orientate. And this mantra from childhood is you won't touch us, we won't touch you, but if you touch us, we'll bring you down. I was 90 degrees to the left into the bay. I did 100 or 150 strokes, the roar of silence and a searchlight, a patrol boat. Well, I'm swimming, pretending it doesn't concern me. Well, you never know why they're patrolling. The night is pitch. This is not the moon. It's a narrow strip. I swim, I keep saying my mantra, and I hear the megaphone. Please, not swim more. What, I should stop and drown? And this like a mantra. Please, not swim more. They realized I was lost, and with the searchlights began to illuminate my path to the shore. And the bay consists of artificial stones. Well, I'm finally reaching my bay. 2 policemen are walking towards me. I think, well, that's it. I'm in for it. My head is spinning. The overheating is colossal, 29 degrees. After all, I'm 73 years old. I scolded myself with the strongest words. The police are coming forward and saying, please, not swim more. And from the boat, the megaphone says, ask what country he's from. I say, from Russia. They go, Russia, Russia. And so they followed me until I'd thrown on a towel, stood under an ice shower, and come to my senses. I came home, telling my comrades. They told me, Mikhailovich, it was an egregor that brought you such trouble. Which one? The biblical one. Why? Because I printed my speech in English and distributed it to the heads of all 22 delegations. And it was Americans who were in charge there. Americans in Southeast Asia are promoting their biblical conception there. The answer was, well, what about our egregor? Let's see if it works or not. I returned on April the 20th, and I find out on May the 3rd. Nearby, on one of the islands of Indonesia, Mark Deitch had drowned. This was reported by all the newspapers in the world. Why is Mark Deitch interesting for us? When Dead Water was published for the first time in 10,000 copies, he was the first to declare, I read it. And he wrote in Moskovsky Komsomolets a mocking article. He said this is such rubbish that it's impossible to retell it, it can only be quoted. I remember when I first read his article, I reacted, well, Mark Deitch, for this, he will know all about it. Here is the answer for you. Entrance and egression from matrices and egregors. Understandable. So I say, these are my life circumstances. You have your own. I didn't think about Deitch or anyone. I scolded myself with the strongest words. Swimming a kilometer is normal, but 3.5 is stupidity. This is exactly true. Someone had to drown. Once the matrix is launched to drown, then it is being implemented. He had to. No, I think he forgot about the article he wrote. It's called, if I'm not mistaken, something about muddy water.